What's up, YouTube? It's Nisha and I'm back again. So, first of all, you might hear water or like rain pouring in the background. It's because I'm listening to meditation videos while I'm recording this because they make me so calm. And the irony that I'm making a spiritual journey video while listening to a meditation. I've been listening to this meditation since I woke up. The way I started my spiritual journey is I went through a breakup in 2019 around September, and me and her had dated for like 7 months. And I'm sorry if you hear my sister in the background. Like she always loud. She is very loud for no reason. But we dated for 7 months, like I said, and then it started getting very much, let's stop this. Like, I started feeling off, and that's around the time where I started feeling energy so heavy, like beyond heavy. And I didn't know what it was, but it was a whole type of shift inside that relationship, and I wanted to break up with him. And I got on the phone with him one night and I just bursted out crying. I'm talking about the energy was so horrible. The energy was so horrible. I started crying. And then he was like, why are you crying and all that stuff? And then I'm like, I don't know. And then I started trying to find an excuse for the reason why I was crying, but I know why I was crying. And then he was like, if you want to break up with me, then just go ahead and break up with me. Bye. You can leave like everybody else. And I started crying even worse because I didn't want to break up with him. I did want to break up with him. I did want to break up with him, but I did want to break up with him right there at the time. And so I started crying. My sisters, they laughing and shit like something is funny, but nothing was fucking funny because I didn't know what the fuck was going on with myself. And then the next day, I wrote him a big ass paragraph that night. For what? I have no fucking idea. Like, that was so fucking dumb. Like, why would you write a paragraph for someone if you're finna break up with them? And the next day, he told me that he just couldn't see it working no more and blah blah blah, and then that he wanted to break up. And I was like, okay. I'm saying okay, but I was happy. I'm not even gonna lie, I was happy as fuck. I was happy for a few days, and then that's when it came crashing down. All the emotion just whoosh. Like, I'm talking about crying like a mug. My mom was like, what's wrong with you? Like, y'all must broke up and da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, we broke up. And she was like, Nisha, you have to get over it. Relationships happen, breakups happen, things happen. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be many more breakups and many more heartaches and stuff like that along the way. It's for you to learn and grow. I understood that, but at the same time, it's like, I've been in this relationship for so long, shit, I felt like it was a waste of time. Like, why the fuck did I waste all my time in this relationship? It's not like I lost nothing inside the relationship. I really didn't. But I just felt like I wasted time in the relationship. Like, why? Like, for what? Like, what did you stay here all this time for? Just for it not to work? Anyways. After the breakup, we didn't talk for a while. Then he asked could we be friends. I ignored him and stuff, and then I ended up getting back into contact with him again. We started staying back on the phone all types of night again, going to sleep on the phone and stuff again. Basically a cycle that I could not free myself from. And this lasted all the way up until December. Like, back and forth toxic shit till December. I'm talking about back and forth crying for no reason. Like, I really put myself inside of a dumbass situation for no reason. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to go through that. When we left each other the first time, I didn't have to go back to that. But I'm thankful for it because in the midst of that breakup, I started becoming spiritual. I didn't know what spirituality was. Like, I knew someone who was into like spiritual things, but at the time I didn't know what it was. And I started watching tarot readings. Like, tarot readings started coming up on my on all over my freaking social medias. Tarot readings. I didn't even follow tarot readers. I didn't know what they were. Well, I knew what they were, but like, I didn't know much about them. And most of the time it's like people said that stuff was evil, so I was like, most of my life, like, I stayed away from it. But then it kept popping up, and so when I started being around people, I started feeling their energy, and if they were sad, I started feeling sad, and it started getting strong and strong and stronger. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. I'm thinking like, girl, it's some weird shit, like, what is this? And I didn't know. And so I started watching the spiritual people that kept popping up on my timeline on every freaking social media I had. And then I started realizing, this is what's going on with me. I think I'm having a spiritual awakening, or trying to, at least. And like I said, I started getting into tarot a lot. I started getting into sage, herbs, crystals, all of that stuff. Like, it was so fucking cool to me. And everybody that I knew was saying, oh no, you don't want to put that in your house, it's gonna put roots on you, and it's gonna do this, that, and the third, that shit is evil, stay away from it. And I'm like, why? Like, what's so bad about it? Like, I question shit all the time. Like, I had friends at the time that I would stay up all night on the phone with, talk about conspiracy theories, aliens, all type of shit. Like, that's just me. That's the person I am. I'm open-minded as fuck, and I love to talk about different things. A lot of people knew something about it, and I feel like everybody knows something about spirituality, because, you know, in like households, they'll be like, oh, that's roots, oh, burn your hair and do this and do that. So it's like people was giving me breadcrumbs along the way. And then in December, after the final separation from me and that dude, I started watching meditations like a mug. I'm talking about every day. I had this one meditation I did in the morning when I woke up, and at night before I went to sleep. In the morning I woke up, night before I sleep, for like 30 days straight, for like damn near the whole December and beginning of January. And then my mom's friend started coming over here, and she was like, I want you to meet somebody, I want you to meet somebody. And I'm like, I don't want to meet nobody. Like, I just got out of a relationship, I'm not trying to do that shit again. And she was like, come on, he's such a sweetheart, he's so nice, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, I'm telling her, I just got out of a relationship, like, I don't want to do it. It's like, it wasn't him, it was myself. It was like, I just got a relationship. In my head, I'm talking all type of crazy shit, like, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. Then I have the people that I'm talking to at the time, they telling me stuff too. And then it's like they mixing the bad and the good together. They saying do it, but they also saying don't do it, or be mindful of what you tell him and all that stuff. I kid you not, the whole January I'm like, I'm not going. February came, she was like, as soon as you turn 18, you gonna meet him. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, you gonna meet him, yeah. As soon as you turn 18, I'm bringing him over here, or I'm gonna come get you, and I'm taking you over there. She used to come get me every fucking day in January. Like, she was so persistent about it. She came and got me every fucking day in January, and every night, or whenever she got home, she'd be like, come on, you finna go meet him, you finna go do this, you finna go do that. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay right here and do what I'm doing. February came, my birthday came, and I didn't meet him. Y'all, this one shit started getting crazy on this spiritual journey. Like, I wasn't even all the way spiritual yet. I was still believing in all type of shit. Like, the only thing that was different is that I was doing meditations and I was watching tarot readings. And that's the only thing being spiritual that I was doing. I wasn't doing no other spiritual stuff. And I watched this tarot reading one morning before I went and got in my car and went driving. Because my stepdad, he had gave me the keys to his old car for me to have it. Like, that car was going to be mine. And I had to take my sisters to the bus stop that morning. I took one of them. I don't remember if I took the other one or not. But I know I took one of them. This is the one I can't remember. I took one of my sisters to the bus stop. And that day when I took her to the bus stop, it was this little boy who ran into my car. And then his mom called him and told him to come lay inside the road and stuff. I asked him was he okay, because like that motherfucker he was finna get left, he was finna get bus left, and it was raining outside. And so he ran into the car, he fell into the water puddle, and I'm like asking him, is he okay? Then his mom's like, no, he's not okay, he's not okay. Da, 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 da. Like, she mad, she speaking in Spanish. I couldn't understand what she was saying, but her daughter came outside and she was like, we finna call the police, and this finna happen, and that we finna do that. And I'm like, bro, what the freak? I'm like, okay, let me just go get my mom. So I went and got my mom. She came back down there. I had to talk to the police, bro. I'm telling you, they had so many police down there. I'm talking about the whole freaking place that I live at was filled up with people, like hella people. I'm like, nah, everything just need to stop right now. Like, I just feel like my life would just need to stop. It just need to stop. So all that stuff happened. And the thing is that got me is that the tarot reading that I had just got before I took my sister to the bus said, do not travel anywhere, even if it's in your neighborhood. She just had said, do not travel anywhere. And I still fucking didn't listen to the tarot reading, and I left my fucking house. That's not no coincidence. I'm gonna tell you right now, on this spiritual journey, I do not believe in coincidences at all. I look back at that time when I just got a tarot reading, then I went and did that, and she had just told me not to. I wasn't even thinking about the tarot reading no more. I got it, watched the tarot reading, and left. And then I stopped thinking about it. Then that shit happened. Then a few weeks later is when I realized she told me don't go drive no fucking car. And I still went and did it. Like, she had gave me a warning. She literally gave me a warning before I went and got in that fucking car and left. And I still went and got in that car and left. Because I was not thinking about that tarot reading no more. That's what I'm saying. I was not serious about this whole thing. Like, I was just doing meditations and listening to tarot. I was not so serious. And so, we down there. They talking. The man asked me how old I am. I'm like, I'm 18. He asked me my birthday. I told him my birthday. He was like, oh my God, young lady, you just turned 18. I'm like, exactly. And, I'm just thinking all type of bad shit. I thought I was finna go to jail. Well, look, your girl didn't go to jail. All the police that were down there, that was like, I'm finna just turn this shit down, because it's interrupting. All the police that were there were white, except for one police. Bruh, if I wouldn't have had that one black police down there, I'm telling you right now, I would have went to jail. And they ain't making it a race thing, because I'm being dead ass. All of them police that were white wanted me to go to jail. They wanted me to go to jail. They was like, put her in the back of the truck. And they was like, come on, we're going to go ahead and take the little boy to the emergency room, hospital, whatever, and you going to put her in the back of the truck, and we going to go. And he was like, no, I ain't even got her side of the story yet. And so he started getting my side of the story. Luckily, it was another carbonated woman out there. I say carbonated instead of black now. I don't like saying black. I like saying carbonated. So it was another carbonated woman out there who was parked right across the street from me when that little boy hit my fucking car. And the police talked to her and got her to tell him what happened and stuff. And her story and my story matched, but our stories didn't match the rest of the people. But mind you, them other people that was out there was not out there at first. It was the little boy. His mom was on the porch, and his sister was in the house. That's the only people that was out there besides me and her. And when we got back, like I said, when I got back down there from getting my mom, the whole freaking place was filled up with police and a whole bunch of Mexicans and stuff. And like, they had him laying down. They covered his ass up with a fucking blanket and everything. Like, I'm not kidding. And I really wish I had the footage. My brother had told me like I should have recorded that stuff, but I would have got in trouble because in Georgia you cannot record while driving and stuff. But to be honest, I should have recorded that shit because that didn't make no sense. Like, that jump made me so mad. I was so upset. Like, my birthday had just happened. I was planning on doing stuff that day. I was planning to go get my nails done, to go get my tattoo that day. When that junk happened, I couldn't do that no more because I had to wait on the police to come to my house and had to wait on the little boy to come home and all that shit. Like, all my stuff got canceled. And this is around the time when I started learning about manifestation. Oh yeah, and the police also had told me, he was like, they was gonna check the bus cameras. If what I said matched up with the bus cameras, then I didn't have to worry about anything. I was just gonna be on probation. I'm like, okay. And so time came. My court date was in April. I'm skipping, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, like, my court date, it was in April. And I'm like, okay. And then that's when I met the boy that the girl wanted me to meet, like my mom's friend, the boy that she wanted me to meet. I finally met him. I met him on the 22nd of February, I think. And let me tell y'all, I never in my life, in my fucking entire life, felt this feeling. I told y'all I could feel energy. I could feel energy when I'm around people. I know if the energy is negative, it's positive, love. Like if it's from another life that I lived, like a past life, I could feel it. I could tell. And this person was from my past life. I know what we are now, but I don't want to. I'll probably talk about it later on. But I met him. I'm talking about connection. Instant connection. Instantly feeling like I'm in love with him. Like instant shit. Like never in my life. In my fucking life. Now I was like, bro, this is nothing but the universe that wanted me to meet him. But the bad thing is, I met him during a retrograde. I'm going to tell y'all right now. If you meet people during a retrograde, just know that they not finna be there for long. I see now why they tried to make me meet him in January. Because in January, it was not no retrogrades. And the moment that I met him in February, the freaking planets had just went into retrograde. So I met him. And then we ended up being split away from each other. Crazy shit. But that's not all. That's not all. We started getting closer and closer. And then I started acting out like hella bad. It's called a shadow side. It's like the side of you that you don't want to show anybody else. And my traumas from that past relationship that I just was in before I met him, yes. I'm talking about all the toxic shit from that relationship started coming onto him. And I start projecting it onto him. And I was just thinking like he gonna do the same thing. And I got, like I said, I had other people telling me, oh, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. Don't tell him this. And I just started acting all type of fucked up ways. And I'm taking accountability for what I did because that shit was not right. And just because you're spiritual don't mean that you always make good choices. And so, met him and stuff. Then we end up going into like a separation stage. Me and him was supposed to do a lot of stuff like hang out. We were supposed to smoke weed and stuff together because I do smoke weed. We were supposed to smoke weed together, but I was like, nah, I can't smoke weed. Like, I started being so much. If I would have met him before I had that car accident, I would have been open because that car accident that I had, that shit just made everything worse. It just made me not want to have somebody in my life because, okay, let's just think about it. I just got out of a relationship. Then on top of that, I just had this accident. Now I don't know if I'm finna go to jail or not because most of the time they gonna take other folks' side over my side. And so I'm like, there's no need for me to even be in a relationship with him. And I end up going to jail or some shit. And I started learning about manifestation. So I started doing manifestation and I manifested for me not to go to jail. And I manifested for me to be getting put on probation. I did. That shit worked successfully. Go ahead and tell you that right now. I'm a master manifester. Like I can anything that I want, I'm gonna get it because I know how to manifest. What else? When me and him went into separation, we went into separation from April, May, June. He came back in July. So 4 months. When we went into separation from each other, I had to go through this healing stage. And I had so much traumas and childhood stuff and family member issues and stuff that came up that I had to resolve. I text my fucking dad that I had not talked to in I don't know how fucking long by now. And I cuss his ass out to a T. Like, I cuss him from here to Timbuktu. Like, it's, yeah, that healing is no joke. Like, people be sitting here acting like healing is so sweet and it's so good in this spiritual genre. It's really not. And, I'm doing all the healing. I'm working on myself. Something kept telling me to tell her how I actually felt about him. I'm telling you, I love him like I do. I loved him like a motherfucker. But I didn't know how to tell him. Like, I didn't know how to tell him. I had so much childhood traumas and shit. Like, I did not know how to tell people that I love them. I'm just now getting good at that. Like, just now getting good at that shit. right now in January 2021. Something kept telling me, and so after I did all my shadow work and stuff, I ended up writing down in my notebook that by the end of June, I was gonna tell him how I felt. And it was this one day that came. I'm talking about energy heavy as fuck. Y'all gonna keep on hearing me talk about energy because I feel energy like so heavy. But I'm talking about energy in my room so heavy. It's like a pressuring, something pressuring me to text him. And I'm like, I'm gonna wait. I kept saying I'm gonna wait until one day I'm like, no, I'm not finna wait. So I wrote him a big ass paragraph and I sent it to him. And he read it. He didn't say nothing bad though. And I think a day or two later, he texted me back. And then he ended up coming back. He ended up coming back here. Another thing on this journey, I lost so many friends. Like, to be honest, y'all, I'm really dolo right now. Like, the people that I talk to every day, I got 3 people that I talk to at least every day. And that is, well, 4 people. 4 people. I'm gonna say 4 people that I talk to at least every day or every other day. So we got Will, we have Key, we have Gio, and we have Zoe. Those are the only 4 people that I talk to every single day. Like, at least. We'll probably miss one day of communication, then we'll talk again. But all the other people that I was talking to, like, I don't know, they just like that. Like, I think in April, I think it was also in April when I was doing that healing, when I started releasing people, releasing friends and stuff. I don't remember if it was in March or April, but it's one of those months. And I started releasing people, telling them that we couldn't be friends no more. All of us have these people that watch over us inside the spiritual realm. They are called spirit guides, and then you have your ancestors, people who was here before you, and they watch over you and they make sure that you're on the right path and doing the right thing that you need to do. My spirit guides, I can hear them. I'm clairaudient. I can hear spirits talk like this. I can hear them, and most of the time when I'm getting ready to go to sleep, that's when I start hearing them talking. Some people be like, "What the fuck? Is you serious?" Yes, I can hear them talking, and they'll tell me certain stuff that people don't think I know because I don't bring it up. Like, I'm not the type of person to like confront people to start drama. I just know stuff and then I move accordingly. And so the spirits had told me, like, you gotta let these certain people go. Like, they was telling me like certain stuff. They was telling me a lot of certain specific stuff like that nobody would know but people that is in the spiritual realm. And they was telling me about my soul contract and how some of these people was meant for me to meet. So they was karmic people inside my life, and that I was breaking karmic cycles, and that I was breaking a generational curse, and that things in my life would not come easy. I have to work hard for the stuff that I want because I'm clearing generational traumas from my bloodline. I already had felt like that the whole time that I was growing up. Like, I was like, it's some reason why I just felt disconnected from everything and everyone, and I don't know why. And I'm telling y'all, this just happened out of nowhere. And when me and the new boy that I met, we went into separation from each other, I started finding out so much information. He sent me completely into a spiritual awakening. He sent me completely into it. Because like I told you, at first I was not being serious. I had no choice but to be serious because all the information was coming to me. My phone was blowing up with information. And it's so fucking wild. All type of stuff. I found out everything that the elites, is what we're going to call them, don't want you to know. I found out so much. And I thank him because he sent me through that spiritual awakening. But my ancestors also chose me to go through that spiritual awakening. They just needed someone in the physical realm to help bring me to it. He sent me to that spiritual awakening. I started finding out so much stuff. It was so crazy. I went through a dark night of the soul. A dark night of the soul is when you have an ego death. Because this person that you see, this is an ego. This is a person that I perceive myself to be. I'm not this actual person. I'm the soul. And So I started going through ego death, like I said, and it feels like a amped up version of being depressed, but it's not depressed. It's just that you are getting rid of old belief system, old habits, all things old. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was crying like a motherfucker, like, cause that shit was hurting. It was so crazy. Like, shadow work and all that stuff hurts. And we're gonna get into shadow work on one of these other videos. We're gonna talk about it. But it was hurting so bad, and I didn't know what to do. But I started finding out all that information. I stayed up for like 2-3 weeks straight without no sleep. Like, this type shit I was on almost a whole month with no sleep. And only thing I was doing was researching the whole fucking day. My mom there like, why is you in your room all the time? Like, why you not coming out? And I'm like, oh no, I just want to be myself, etc, etc. I started telling my sisters like stuff that was going on. I started having these dreams about floods, about everything catching on fire, things blowing up. And the date was like, I don't even remember the date, but I just remember seeing big ass floods and disasters happening in dreams, and they was vivid, and they was giving me the dates that they was gonna happen. I was seeing shit that's gonna happen in the future in those dreams last year in July. No, not July, in June. And I'm like, I didn't know what to do, so I started telling my sisters about it. And then as time went on, I started seeing more stuff, more stuff, and I started taking upon myself to try to wake people up. Even that's my soul mission. It literally said in my soul contract that I'm here to wake up people. I'm a starseed, and I'm supposed to bring people to know what the truth is in this lifetime. I also checked my birth chart, and my birth chart also said the same thing. And my human design chart graph also says the same thing. I came here to wake people up, and so that's what I've been trying. I've been trying since I woke up last year. It's called waking up. It's called waking up. I had a spiritual awakening, then I woke up because of that boy that I met. Like, he literally made me wake up. And he was putting pieces and stuff. Like, he was giving me little drops too as we were going on. Because one day he was talking to me about reincarnation. One day he was talking to me about the moon. One day he was talking to me about the stars. And I don't know if he probably don't know if I was listening or not by taking that stuff in, because in my mind, I already know a lot of stuff that's going on. Then he dropping those pieces, and it was just making other stuff piece together. And I wanted to talk to him about it, but like, I didn't want him to think I was crazy. So I stopped. Like, the way that I was communicating with him at first, like, I literally stopped communicating with him like that. Like, I don't know. I couldn't talk to him no more because I didn't know how to tell him what the fuck I was going through. I didn't know how to tell him all this stuff that I was seeing, and the fact that I could see spirits walking around. I can hear them talking, and that when we die, we go to a whole nother life. Our death date is our birthday. The day that we die is the day that we are born again. And I wanted to tell him that stuff, but he was gonna be like, bro, what the fuck? I didn't want him to think I was weird. Another thing, this same boy, like, he came back in July. Like I told y'all, I got pregnant by him. Yep, I got pregnant by him, but I lost my baby in November. So I was 5 months pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant, and I lost my baby. That shit hurted. I'm not trying not to get sad about it, because I'll be all right. I know the universe had another thing in mind. Oh my God, I feel a little pain in my chest. But I know the universe had something else planned, because a lot of stuff is going to happen this year right here in the upcoming years, and I know that the universe didn't want my child to have to experience that. So I'm not okay with it, but at the same time, I have no choice but to be okay with it, and I have no choice but to get over it, but it's going to take time. Oh yeah, I wrote a song for my baby, and I got a video of like me being pregnant, like some pictures that I saved, because when it happened, I tried to delete everything so I could just forget about it, but trying to forget about it does not help. So it's just you gotta live in it. You gotta know how stuff went. You gotta just live with it and go with the flow. So the pictures and stuff that I do still got, I'm gonna put them on a video, and then I wrote a song for my baby, and I'm gonna publish that. And another thing, I know that the baby is always with me, because I keep having dreams about my baby, and it was a little boy, by the way. I was having a little boy. I was having a son, and he keeps coming to my dreams to tell me that everything's gonna be okay, and that he is gonna be back. He just wasn't ready to come right now, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I know he's coming back. It just wasn't the time right now, because a lot of things, like I said, a lot of things are finna start happening, and I don't want to be going through all that with a newborn baby. And then they also finna start pushing a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's gonna get crazy. I'm trying not to say certain stuff because I'm not trying to get flagged, because you say certain stuff, you'll get flagged, and they'll mark it as false information, but then they'll take your video down. So don't look false to me. Anyway, skip. A bunch of amazing people on this journey, like the people whose names I call, like Zoe. I've been knowing Zoe for like 2 or 3 years, but Will, Gio, and Key, I met them last year. I met Gio first, and Key is Gio's girlfriend. And I met Will, and Will is on a twin flame journey just as well as I am. And so that's how I met him. I don't know why I did this, but some people don't believe, so I guess I could do like this. Most people just believe in karmics and soulmates. Some people don't believe in twin flames, but I'm telling you right now, that shit is real. This journey has been up and down. I'm so happy that I got to experience it. Oh, this video is long, so I'm probably gonna just make a part 2 of this video. I don't want it to be super long. This journey has been amazing. It has made me look into myself and figure out what I will and what I won't accept from people. And it also made me think to look into people's soul and do not look at them by the person that you see, because the person that you see could be an angel or they could be a demon. You'll never know if you don't know their soul. So that's something that I learned along the way. Like, and I got to this point where I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself for doing so much different things. I'm gonna be on a podcast tomorrow. I got my channel starting back. I'm sorry, shit ain't being loud. I got my channel starting back. I started a freaking business. Y'all, if y'all want a tarot reading, I do tarot, so y'all can hit me up for a tarot reading. We can do past, present, future, or stuff like that. Or you can just look at all the deals that I have and see which one that you want, if that's something that you're into. I think that's all that I want to share for right now. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.